Hi everyone, it's me, and I'm doing my second episode of the Doctor's Review. And this week we are focusing on Patrick Troughton. But before we go any further, subscribe, please, I'm begging you. Right, that out of the way. So the first thing I want to focus on Patrick Troughton is his relationship with his companions. Now, he is very loyal to his companions and is the first Doctor, I think, that we can realise that he cares about his companions and would risk his life for his companions. A thing that I found really compelling is a Dalek comes up to him and said, "We are going to experiment on his companion Jamie McCrimmon," and he seems extremely shocked, and he will just not let them do it because Jamie has remained faithful to him, and it's very important to him that his companions stay safe. And he was the first Doctor to also inherit companions, Polly and Ben. He did that ever so well, and the writers were extremely talented to make Polly and Ben fit in without it making it too obvious that they, in real life, knew that it was a new actor. So confusing, but yeah. So the first clip I'm doing is the Daleks coming up to Patrick Troughton, or the second Doctor, and threatening to experiment on Jamie McCrimmon. Hope you enjoy it.
What are they called, these creatures?
Doctor! Now do you understand?
Oh, yes.
Move back! Our plan has worked. We shall triumph. You will obey? You will obey?
Obey? What do you want?
We have your time ship. We will destroy it unless you help us with an experiment.
What experiment?
You will help the Daleks test another human being.
What sort of test?
Do not question.
I will not be your slave! Doctor, I beg you.
No harm will come to you if you agree. Where is your companion?
Jamie?
He is in the house. I have done everything you asked me to.
Why do you ask about Jamie?
He is the human being who is to be tested.
What do you mean? Tested how?
Silence! You will reveal nothing to your companion. Obey the Daleks. You are in our power.
My views on Patrick Troughton is that his role was the hardest to portray because he was the first regeneration. Because the people got used to the grumpy style of William Hartnell, and he was totally different. Would people like a new Doctor Who? Would they have they been too attached to Hartnell? Would they like this new person? Because he was very childish, upbeat, obviously very younger. But people seem to react extremely well to it, and I think a lot of that is down to Hartnell's personality himself. He's very loyal, very funny, and the thing that makes me laugh all the time is that little recorder of his. He could destroy a human race with it. It's like Tom Baker's Jelly Babies. You know, he couldn't play the role without it. And I think that him not being able to drive the TARDIS as well, because he's a Time Lord, he time travels, yet he can't control his time machine. It seems very funny, but that's part of his character, and it makes it very, very good. And the thing I like about him is that in this part they introduce UNIT, which is the United Nations Intelligence Task Force, which is dealing with humans on Earth, which also gave them a new lease to create such episodes as the Third Doctor when he got exiled to Earth. But the thing the next clip's going to show is his relationship with his other incarnations, because I know the Third Doctor's next week, but there's an episode that is in colour that was all three of the Doctors. They meet together for some reason. And Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee's characters collide immensely because, you know, he doesn't like the modern refabrications that's happened to the TARDIS, especially the television. They have fights over if William Hartnell's character is either of them. They end up flipping a coin. I find that so amusing. And I think he can portray his character extremely well, even with interacting with himself, because you'd think interacting with yourself would be easy, but he portrays that it isn't, especially new look, new personality, new persona. So watch this clip from the Three Doctors. Hope you enjoy.
That's odd. Nobody touched anything, did they?
No.
Well, you heard it, though, didn't you?
Yes, and felt it too. Could it be that stuff outside?
No, I don't think so. Hello, what's this? Oh, seems strangely familiar. Is it yours, Joe?
Flute? No.
Well, properly speaking, it's a recorder.
Thank you. I was wondering where that had got to. You haven't been trying to play this, have you? Oh, I can see you've been doing the TARDIS up a bit. I don't like it. Oh, my word. Oh, dear. We are in trouble, aren't we? Just as when I turned up.
Doctor!
Where did you spring from?
Now, don't tell me. Corporal Benton, isn't it?
Sergeant Benton now.
How do you do, my dear?
Nice to see you.
I haven't seen you since that nasty business with the Cybermen.
All those years ago.
See, and how did he get in here?
Well, it's a bit difficult to explain, Joe.
He's not one of them, is he?
Well, not so much one of them as one of us. One of me, to be precise.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, my dear. I hate to be contrary, but I can see he's a little bit confused, poor old chap, and I do feel you should have the correct explanation. You don't mind, do you?
Yes.
I didn't think you would. You see, Joe, I may call you Joe Maintime. You see, he is one of me.
Oh, I see. You're both Time Lords.
Well, quite. Well, not quite.
Oh.
Not just Time Lords. We're the same Time Lord.
Now, please, you're only confusing my assistant. Joe, it's all quite simple. I am he, and he is me.
And we are all together, Goo Goo Kichu?
What?
It's a song by the Beatles.
How does it go?
Oh, please be quiet.
Look, is he really you?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
I think he is, Miss Grant. You see, when the brig and I first met the Doctor, he looked like him.
How?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. You've got no right to be here.
Perhaps-
What about the first law of time?
Perhaps I could explain.
Perhaps you could.
Well, our fellow Time Lords out there are just as much under siege as we are.
What?
And they couldn't send anyone to help you. But they did summon up enough temporal energy to lift me out of my bit of our time stream and pop me down here, into my own future, so to speak.
Why?
My dear fellow, you are being a bit dim, aren't you? Your effectiveness is now doubled.
Halved, more like.
Now, there's no need to be ungracious. Suppose we have a look at our problem, shall we? You don't mind, do you?
Oh, be my guest.
Oh, thank you.
Now we're going to move on to the regeneration of Patrick Troughton. And if I'm honest, I think it is the poorest regenerations that there has been. A, you don't get to see the successor Doctor. You didn't get to see him actually regenerate. It was quite obvious that he wasn't in the same room when it was regenerated. And how can someone force him to regenerate? I thought you had to get shot or like something that would make a human die, but the Time Lord would regenerate instead. And I didn't like the thing how the Third Doctor on his first episode just came out already regenerated, didn't say a thing. I didn't like that at all. I wonder what your opinions are on it. You've heard what mine are. So here's the regeneration clip. Please comment with your views. I love to hear them and stuff.
Now then, what about me?
We have accepted your plea that there is evil in the universe that must be fought, and that you still have a part to play in that battle.
What do you mean that you're going to let me go free?
Not entirely. We have noted your particular interest in the planet Earth. The frequency of your visits must have given you special knowledge of that world and its problems.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Earth seems more vulnerable than others, yes.
For that reason, you will be sent back to that planet.
Oh, good.
In exile.
In exile?
You will be sent to Earth in the 20th century, and will remain there for as long as we deem proper. And for that period, the secret of the TARDIS will be taken from you.
But you can't condemn me to exile on one primitive planet in 1 century in time? Besides, I'm known on the Earth. It might be very awkward for me.
Your appearance has changed before. It will change again, and that is part of the sentence.
You can't just change what I look like without consulting me.
You will have an opportunity to choose your appearance.
Oh, well, that's not so bad. But I warn you, I'm very particular.
Here is your first choice.
Huh? Oh, he's too old. Well, he's too fat, isn't he? No, he's too thin. Yes, that one's too young. Oh, no, that won't do at all. It's ridiculous.
You're wasting time, Doctor.
But it's not my fault, is it? Is this the best you can do? I've never seen such an incredible bunch.
Since you refuse to take the decision will be taken for you.
No, I never said that. But I maintain I have the right to decide what I look like. It could be very important on the Earth. People on Earth attach a great deal of importance to... Oh, what's happening? What's happened?
The time has come for you to change your appearance, Doctor, and begin your exile.
Is this some sort of joke? No, I refuse to be treated in... What are you doing? Oh, stop! You're making me giddy. No, you can't do this to me. No.
So there we go. That's we're nearing the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. Please comment with all your views on the episode, what you think could be done, even with your views on Patrick Troughton himself, some of the clips I've shown you. Also, next week we're going to be focusing on his successor, John Pertwee, who is different, but you'll find all about him in next week's episode. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Like or dislike, whatever you think of it. Thank you, and please subscribe. Bye.